Straight talk? This section is not just weak, it's structurally defective, internally contradictory, and facially implausible. If this lands in front of a competent judge, it gets dismissed at the screening stage or on the first Rule 12 motion. I'll walk through what it is, why it fails, and where it actually hurts him. This is not a RICO pleading. It's a narrative manifesto. Civil RICO is not vibes, rhetoric, or moral outrage. It is one of the most demanding pleading standards in federal law. What courts require? A clearly defined enterprise, specific predicate acts pleaded with dates, actors, and facts, a pattern, continuity plus relationship, proximate cause tying those acts to a concrete injury, plausibility, not speculation. What this filing does instead, stacks conclusions on top of conclusions, uses buzzwords, armed harassment, enterprise, color of law, cites statutes without facts that satisfy their elements, relies on self-serving live stream statements as admissions. That's not pleading. That's storytelling. Number 2. The for-hire retaliation theory collapses immediately. Fatal problem. There is zero credible allegation that Larimer County paid Thayer or Archbell, any contract existed, any official authorized such conduct, any money changed hands. A person saying something on YouTube is not evidence, especially when it's contradicted by official records, it's implausible on its face, it would require criminal conspiracies involving multiple public officials with no whistleblowers, no paper trail, and no corroboration. Courts do not accept. Open quote, someone said on a live stream that the county hired them to do crimes. Close quote, that gets tossed instantly. Number 3. The alleged predicate acts do not qualify at all. Let's be blunt. A 18 U.S.C. Ta 1512, 1513, witness tampering retaliation. These require a federal proceeding or federal witness, intent to influence testimony or participation, a real nexus to that proceeding. What he alleges: neighbors, code enforcement, and police responding to complaints, a harassment citation issued after police observation, no credible federal witness status, no interference with testimony. Courts reject this routinely. B. Hobbs Act, 18 U.S.C., crash in 1951. This requires extortion or robbery, obtaining property through force or threats affecting interstate commerce. What he alleges instead: enforcement of housing and registry laws, code citations to property owners, voluntary departures from properties. That is not extortion. No property obtained equals no Hobbs Act, period. C. Armed drive-bys. This is the most dangerous part for him, not for defendants. No police reports corroborate this. No charges were filed, no weapons seized, no victims identified, no dates, no locations, no actors. Courts treat this as fantastical allegation, not fact. 4. The police citation utterly destroys the retaliation theory. This loops back to your earlier point, and it's decisive. Fredrickson received a citation, not an arrest, for a misdemeanor harassment offense after police observed the conduct following a 911 call supported by video and an admission. That means no punitive detention, no excessive force, no chilling of access to courts, just lawful process. Courts hold probable cause defeats retaliation claims as a matter of law. He cannot plead around that. #5. Code enforcement claims fail on standing admissions and causation. This is where his own lawsuits bury him. He admits he is not the property owner. He left voluntarily, he caused or contributed to violations, no eviction proceedings occurred. So, no deprivation by the state, no forced displacement, no harassment, no injury traceable to defendants. You cannot claim harassment when enforcement actions are lawful, directed at owners, and you voluntarily leave. Number 6, the absurdity doctrine. Section is legally incoherent. This is not how the absurdity doctrine works. It is a tool of statutory interpretation, used sparingly by courts when statutory text leads to irrational results. It is not a standalone cause of action, a way to invalidate enforcement, a substitute for evidence. Invoking Nieto and FCC v. Fox here is category error. Judges hate that. Number 7, internal contradictions will sink him. You already spotted the biggest one. First lawsuit, I chose to leave without eviction. Current lawsuit, I was forced out. That's judicial estoppel bait. Add, claiming police harassment while live streaming calls, claiming investigation failure while police repeatedly investigated, Claiming retaliation while police told him to stop calling rise. This reads as system abuse, not victimization. 8. What a judge is likely to do. Realistically, dismiss at screening under Section 1950E or grant Rule 12B. 6. Dismissal with prejudice. Possibly flag for vexatious litigant behavior. Possibly warn about sanctions for RICO abuse. Courts do not tolerate RICO being used as a cudgel against. Police doing their jobs. Code enforcement enforcing codes. Private individuals calling 911. Bottom line, unvarnished. This pleading is overwritten, undersupported, factually implausible, legally unsound, self-contradictory, and affirmatively undermined by the citation itself. The citation wasn't retaliation, it was restraint. He could have been arrested. He wasn't. If you want, next step, I can strip this down into a Rule 12 dismissal outline, identify sanctionable statements, or map contradictions for judicial estoppel. Just say the word.